there is a problem with the Black Greek community, and it needs to be addressed, and people need to stop being the way that they are. Clearly, y'all need to address everybody. If you're a Greek and watching this video, you need to look at yourself. You need to look at those around you. You need to be more judgmental of the people around you and be honest with them. If you really love these people and they are your sisters and brothers, you need to uplift them and have higher standards for them. And yes, stuff does need to be reported. Yes, but also what needs to happen is y'all, the first people, it shouldn't take a person like me who's coming in, who understands that y'all determine whether I can make it or not, to be the person to report it. What should happen is your peers around you, instead of partaking in all this foolish mess that's happening, y'all should be the ones reporting it and telling each other that it is not okay. Because there is no reason why all these people are coming to me and telling me that they feel the same way and expressing their support and sentiments and all these things. Like, no, people should be able to come to you all, people who they look up to and admire, because you're supposed to be pillars of the Black community and Black excellence when it comes to being on campus and different things. And y'all are clearly not being leaders in the best way if this is how people feel behind closed doors, but nobody feels confident enough to say it. There's an issue with the Black Greek community that needs to be addressed. Anybody who's Greek can pretend like this is not true, but we all, come on. People get hit, people get paddled. People get told to bend over and get paddled still to this day. People are forced to like spend their money, run people around, wake up at all hours of the night. People are sleep deprived regularly. What you're not about to do is try to bully me or haze me on my own video of me speaking my truth and still not even like being rude to y'all. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is TheRealErikaF. I'm just gonna be making a video pretty much addressing the fact that there is a huge issue within the Black Greek system, which we already know, which you can look at my last video. I'll put a card in somewhere right now so that you can go and check it out if you have not seen it. But there is a lot of problems because first of all, just check out the video, but then scroll through the comments. We only are addressing the hotties, not the haters, as Megan Thee Stallion would say. So I'm not even gonna get into all the negative comments, but if you want to, feel free to go and scroll and look and see for yourself, because that alone shows you there's a huge problem. But I'm gonna go ahead and address it here too, so that we can have an open form of discussion, because my last video went a little crazy. A lot of people saw it, a lot of people expressed their opinions, and a lot of people hit me up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and share with you all what they said to me. Here you go. So now I'm just gonna jump into all the messages I got that I feel like are important to share. Yeah, open all 30 of them. Let's go. Would you like to open all 30? Yes. Okay. And let's see what they got to say. Oh my gosh. Okay, here is this one. This one was a good one. So this is somebody who is clearly an alpha. I don't know if he said that, but his name on here, he's clearly an alpha. So it says, I'm so glad you made this honest video. After going through the process of joining Alpha, I see now that there are certain people that can join frats and sorors. They are young people that need validation, want friends, and want to be noticed on campus. I remember before we got to set, which is at night, when you go at night and be with everybody else who is online, you go to set every single night to learn everything for the probate and all the history in general and everything surrounding your organization. So before going to a set, we got our shirts ripped off. We're taught how to get in the cut, in parentheses, spanked with paddle. That's when you bend over and you grab an ankle or grab something and you get spanked with a paddle. Paddling still happens. Don't play with me. Was taught to get in the cut, get spanked with the paddle. They practically stripped us down and then threw us into a room together singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, LMAO. We were blindfolded with a lady's pad and pantyhose. It was degrading. After that, I had to keep my brain with me at all times with Tic Tacs in my pocket, LOL. When they say brain, that's a little notebook. It's a little mini black notebook where you write down all the information that you learn, all that stuff from the people that you call, all that stuff. You write it down in your brain so that you can keep it with you and memorize it all day, whatever you have to keep your brain on you, or whatever other items that they give to you. If they give you bricks, whatever they give to you, you have to keep it on you at all times. If you're caught with it not on you, you get in trouble. So I had to keep my brain with me at all times with Tic Tacs in my pocket, LOL. We were in the dark saying stuff over and over. The day I stopped was the day I got dehydrated and asked for water. The dean got me a cup of water but told me to only take a sip. I began to vomit and he took me outside. After that, I passed out for a minute and twisted my ankle. While I was sitting down, they were talking shit to me and calling me weak because that happened. I was thinking in my head, wow, I see these guys looking so happy on photos and talking about the brotherhood. This is it? Just to get with an AKA, I have to go through this? When we left, I went home and they would not stop calling my phone, wanting me to meet with them. It was 2 a.m. They started complaining about me passing out and I was like, what the fuck? I'm out, LMAO. At that point, I realized that anyone that joins a frat and went through that is ridiculous. I lost a bit of respect for my old friends for allowing themselves to go through that. I called my uncle, that's a part of the chapter, and he was... I called my uncle, that's a part of the grad chapter, and he was ready to shut it down. I told him not to, since I still had to go to school there, but that's my experience. When I see people strolling on Instagram, I think to myself, they put themselves through torment just to be able to do this. So there are a lot of people in my comments that have said things like, what is that? Okay, anyways, there are a lot of people who are in my comments who have said things like, why didn't you report it? You should have reported it. Okay, that's easy to say when you're not in the situation. That's easy to say when you're not the one there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was a sophomore. I was a first semester sophomore. I started college, I was 17. So I was 18 at this point. And I'm a first semester sophomore, okay? I've only been on the campus for 1 year at this point. And the only people that I really know are the people that I came in with. And then I already had to isolate myself this semester while I was going through this process. So when I kind of went missing because I had to isolate myself, people assumed and already knew that I was online for this. So it's like when I took the step back, like from them, I couldn't just pop up around campus again. Like there were people asking questions and stuff like that. And like I said, I didn't want to run the process for anyone else. I wasn't going to report it because at the end of the day, all I can do is make a decision for myself. I can be strong enough to walk away from something that I don't agree with. But if all these women agree with it, what everybody who is Greek knows, there are consequences and repercussions for everyone except the whistleblower. And the whistleblower is the person who is like, look, X, Y, and Z is going on, y'all need to stop. But that is the only person who does not face consequences and repercussions. If I would have said something, everyone else that was on that would have got taken off and would not have been allowed to participate in joining the organization for, I think, 4 years. I don't remember the exact, I don't remember all the rules and regulations, but I do remember that if you participated, whether you were like going through it or you were facilitating it, you were getting consequences and repercussions. So why would I put people who before this process were my friends, not really, we don't even talk now, like we're not friends, but who I thought were my friends in the situations where they would lose something that I knew that they cared a lot about because it was something I had cared a lot about. And it also was not an easy decision for me. Like I made it because I was like, this doesn't feel right. But in the moment, though it didn't feel right, it was still something that I very much so wanted. So I didn't want to like ruin my chances altogether. I just like wanted to take a step back to think about it to see if it was something that I wanted to do. Okay, anyways, going forward, here are other messages I got. Another one. Hey, I seen your video on pledging and I felt it. I went through the same thing. Another one. Hey, I just want to say a quick thank you for the YouTube video you uploaded regarding Black sororities. I appreciate and applaud your beauty and bravery. I've never felt so seen and understood. Everything you described was what I experienced, and I didn't even get to the formal intake process. The rejection, humiliation, depression was almost enough to take me out. I couldn't deal, LMAO. I thought I was going to feel that way forever because I was constantly surrounded by the BGLO culture at school. So thankful for your words of encouragement at the end, reminding me that this is not the end because I damn near thought it was all over. It was God ordained for me to watch your video at the perfect timing in my life. Keep being amazing. Please know you are making a difference. Hey, saw your YouTube video about your experience. I hope that doesn't deter you from pursuing in the future. I just crossed 2 weeks ago. This was my second time trying. First time wasn't too good, was hospitalized. There is favoritism, but that's really based on certain chapters. Please find a chapter that suits you. Hi Erica, I just watched your YouTube video, Truth About Black Sororities and Why I Stopped During the Process. I can totally relate to you. In fall of 2017, I tried to join a sorority. I made it past rush, went through the 2-week process, and I dropped during the ritual. Literally in the middle of the ritual, I said, I'm sorry, I can't do this. They tried to encourage me to stay, but I couldn't do it. I had a mental breakdown and I experienced psychosis. I was so mentally disturbed that I had to leave school and take a semester off. Yeah, this is coming from a boy who is Greek. He's my friend and he DM'd me about it. So he said, I commend you for this. I had a similar experience my first time trying to pursue my fraternity. I spent a year depressed, feeling like I missed out on my opportunity forever. But then, and it happened on God's timing. It's never easy jumping in that water by yourself, especially when you have no clue what really goes on or anyone you can talk to about it. Next one. Hey lady, I just want to say that I 1000% respect the fact that you made that video. You shed light on an issue that literally can kill young people. I never understood the idea of trying to uplift the Black community, yet they are willing to go to such extreme lengths to prove this false sense of worth. Thank you for having the guts to tell your story. I hope they leave you alone. This is because you are so kind-hearted and so deserving of good things. People should be ashamed of what they are allowing to go through those orgs. You are so brave and I admire you so much, seriously, and I will now be subscribing to your channel. I was gonna do it anyway. Okay, here's another friend that texted me. Hey Erica, I hope you're good and you're enjoying LA. I just watched the sorority video you put on your channel and I wanted to reach out and say how proud I am to know you. That took a lot of guts and I teared up watching it because I know we talked a little when all of this was happening and it was a rough time to say the least. I can see that then and it's even more evident now. Know you were a positive light in my college career and I wish only the best for you forever, LOL. Even though we aren't sisters by letters, know I'm always rooting for you. Here's another person that DM'd me. Hey Erica, just saw the video you posted on YouTube about a week ago and it took me back to emotions I thought I processed and also a very specific memory I'll never forget. You were on the shuttle and I sat by you. We both mentioned how we hadn't seen each other and I asked you how you had been and you were very candid and said, for real, I've been out of it. And I knew what it meant and it kind of shook me because I saw myself in you, always have. We both were very bubbly, outspoken when we got to Mizzou, and then that semester reared its ugly knuckle-dragging head and depression and seclusion took over. Your story is important and I'm very glad you shared it. I prayed for you after the video because I know deep down it's still a touchy topic. I know it is for me. I have always supported you and just wanted you to know I'm cheering for you on in all that you do. Here's another one, guys. Okay, this is not even touching the top. Okay, so this is another message. Hey girl, you don't know how much I needed to see your recent YouTube video. I had a similar experience where I thought that Greek life was for me during undergrad, but God obviously had other plans. Your realness about the topic was so needed because nobody talks about this side of the process from your experience, and I appreciate you so much for speaking on your truth. Like when I tell you I was going throughout college, I thought college was going to revolve around me being in a sorority. I thought there was literally no way around it, LOL. But when it came down to it, the anxiety I had from getting into my specific program and having parents who didn't understand Greek life, I felt like God told me to take a step back and focus on my real life priorities. Girl, the way you felt right after walking away is the way I felt for a long time. I just started to finally feel at peace and starting to understand why my journey is my journey alone. But anyways, LOL. Thanks, love. This was needed. Next one. Hey, I just watched your video and I just wanted to say thank you for speaking out. I was always sad that I never did it because of the money and lack of support and not knowing anyone. Next person. I know we really don't know each other, but I wanted to commend you for speaking your truth even though you knew that there would be backlash. Because I did. Okay, y'all, everything y'all saying is not new to me, so I'm not bothered. There are so many people that will benefit from hearing your perspective, which is why I did it. I understand how it felt to feel isolated at school, and nobody deserves that. But you showed everyone that you can be successful despite going against what's popular. First of all, I've been in, okay? Popular regardless, okay? I'm popping regardless. Next one. Even my homies that's Greek from Howard and U of I be over that. I went to Atlanta Greek picnic, random as hell, with one of them for a year. People was telling me that people were telling they neos, which are the people who just crossed, prophytes are the older people, who have already been in this fraternity or sorority and they just brought in new people, they're the neos, to leave hotels that they paid for to give them to us. I was like, oh hell no, y'all done lost it. I was indifferent towards it my freshman year when the Qs and Kappas were messing with me, but once I seen all the lames that come in and how they really thought I was supposed to listen, I was like, yeah, y'all drunk. The money is the wildest part. Like, why do y'all need $2,000 from me, and where is it going, and why do I have to pay it every year? It's just so corny. I'm blue. I even considered it. LOL. Only things was my freshman year, the Greek used to have some busing parties at U of I till like 6 and 7 in the morning. Besides that though, big scam. They really checked damn near 300,000 off that Mizzou shit. I just got weak all over again. Da da da. If this is coming from somebody else who's great. It's tough to admit something like that, but don't let these negative comments people say hurt you. You know I love you. I'll finish the video after I watch this movie. Then I said some stuff back, and he said, if it gets too overwhelming, tell me, and I'll talk about specific people. You're an inspiration, and people go through this all the time because we are human. Keep preaching and saying your truth. Next person. Hey Erica, I followed you the other day after watching your video about why you dropped line. It was in my recommended videos for the longest time, and I'm so glad I watched it. I'm not Greek, but I come from a long line of Greeks, and I'm a legacy for the sorority I'm assuming you were vying to be a part of. Your perspective was really new for me. While I do believe that if you would have made it through to being with your sisters, you would have loved everything about the organization. As a higher education professional, I work really closely with many first-generation students at a PWI. You described all the faults in the process that can steer away amazing students from these organizations before they even know what they're truly about. Thank you for your transparency. Thank you for your transparency. Thank you for living that truth out loud. You seem like an amazing woman, and whether you know it or not, I'm sure you do. You're a part of this unspoken sisterhood of Black women who are rooting for you from afar. Much love to you. And this is the last one I'm gonna read. Hey, so I saw your YouTube video on the whole sorority situation. I graduated in 2008, and I too started the process with a traditionally Latin sorority because, like you, I have a white parent and a parent of color, and felt it would help me connect more with my culture. I'm already really tapped in with my culture. Just side note, I didn't think it was gonna help me tap in with my culture. I'm already extremely tapped in. That's not why I did it at all. But I respect this person. Boy, was I wrong. The process from start until I decided it was finished was horrific. I'm glad we both saw the light. Continue to be true to you and your life and never go wrong. So I read all of those to say, and now I am extremely parched. Oh my gosh. So I read all of those just to say there's a serious issue within the Black Greek system. If you feel that you are like alone and you watched my video and you're watching this video, just know that you're not. Like, these don't even touch the top of how many y'all, I got an insane amount of DMs, and I feel bad I didn't respond to everybody because it was just a lot. And it's also a lot to continue to like even reading these is a lot, you know, having to take, it's like kind of being a therapist, taking on everybody else's problems. So I will say everyone's message, I read, and I respect you all, and I value you all, and you're all amazing. And if you're watching this, I hope you know that and already feel that within you, and you don't need me to validate that. Just like I didn't need them to validate me, you don't need me. You should know that within you. But I just want y'all to know you're seen and heard, and I know there are so many other people out there, and that was my point of doing the video, because I know the way that I felt could not have just been me, and I knew that there were so many other people. And so yeah, I know that there's a lot of negativity in the comment section. I know that sometimes it can feel like you have nobody to talk to. I know that it could feel like life as you thought you knew it is like over and just not happening, whatever. But just know it's not the end. Like, it would have been cool, it would have been whatever, but what's for you is always for you. It will never pass you. And if it does pass you, it's going to come right back around because it's for you. Nobody can take your name off of a blessing that was made for you, okay? It's always been yours. And yeah, you know, it is what it is. You get what you give, like Drake said. Yeah, I say call to action. Black Greeks, do better. Hold each other to a higher standard. Call each other out when you're wrong, because there are many times when you're wrong, and laying hands, I don't care what you say the process is, laying hands on another human just for initiation, that's wrong. Having them give up their last when people are like first generation college students, have no money, they need to be in class work, and you're stressing them out even more, that's insane. That's wrong. Like, you don't have to do all that. I know I have specific friends in a specific sorority who did not have to do all that, and they have an amazing bond with each other. So I guarantee you don't have to do all of that. But yeah, I hope that this video helps more people out. I hope that hearing the messages of all these people, I didn't share any personal information. I'm not going to be putting out the screenshots. You're just going to have to trust my word on it. I just don't want to like share too much of these people's personal information, because I feel like a lot of people did trust me with their stories. And while I did share it with you all, I kept out any personal information that was provided to me. And obviously no personal information is going to be broadcast to anybody else besides sharing their sentiments. So yeah, I hope that y'all got something from this. I hope that people understand that there is a big problem that needs to be addressed, and I hope that anybody who liked my message got it. So yeah, stay blessed, stay tuned, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye. Please stop pretending. If you are a Greek, please stop pretending like hazing is not prevalent. Please stop pretending like people do not still haze. Please stop pretending like you don't know Greeks who are still hazed. Please don't pretend like everybody wants to be made versus paper. Please stop. Please don't play with me.